write the nth term equation of the geometric sequence if the third term is 96 and the fifth term is 1536. And look at the hint here. It says, do this in 3 steps. First, find r, then find the first term, and then finally find the nth term formula. So maybe for some of you, the way you like to start this out is you like to say, well, here's my first term, here's my second term, third term, we know what the third term is, it's 96. The fourth term, and then the fifth term is 1536. So I don't know if that's helpful or not, but it just kind of gives us a little bit of a different visual here. And we want to write the nth term equation of this. So eventually what we need to do is we need to find a sub 1, and we need to find the common ratio. And as I said, we're going to find the common ratio first. And the way we're going to start here is we're going to look at this. This is the first term that we know, the 96 is, and this is the third term that we know. And if we fill this into our formula, then, and I'm going to list this here, so I'm going to say that A1 is 96, and A sub 3 is 1536, and just a reminder again that this is A sub n, so this is going to tell us that n equals 3. So this will help a little bit here when we put this in, because we're going to get 96, we're going to get 1536 equals 96 times r to the 3 minus 1. Remember, we have to isolate on this, so we're going to divide both sides by 96. So 1536 divided by 96 is 16. And this is r to the 3 minus 1, which is r squared. So our first step here, when we take the square root of both sides, we're going to get r equals 4. Now that we know that r is 4, remember we're going to go backwards here and backwards there. So we need to divide by 4 is what we're going to do. We're going to divide by 4 here, then we're going to divide by 4 here, and let's pull up a calculator, and we can take 96 divided by 4, which gives us 24 for this term. And then when we divide by 4 again, which we don't really need the calculator for, but 24 divided by 4, just in case, is 6. So now what we know in this problem. So we've done that. First find r, we found r. Then we found the first term. So now we can find the nth term formula. So we're still using the top equation here. And we're just going to fill it in here. And that is, because we want the nth term formula, so it's going to be a sub n equals a sub 1. Again, look up there at the formula, but a sub 1 is 6 now. That's the real first term in the problem, not the first term that we're given. Times r, which we found a couple moments ago, and then it's going to be to the n minus 1. Filling in that top formula in this problem. Number 10. Find the sum of the first 5 terms of a geometric sequence whose first term is 27 and whose fourth term is negative 216. Find the sum of the first 5 terms of a geometric sequence whose first term is 27 and whose fourth term is negative 216. And again, when we take a look at this, you might like to set it up like this. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And actually, we're finding the sum, so I'm going to erase that because we don't really need to do that. I was not reading carefully enough. We need to find the sum for the first 5 terms of the geometric sequence. And what we know is we know that a sub 1 is 27. And the 4th term, so that's a sub 4, equals negative 216. And again, a reminder, we know a sub 4, this is like a sub n. And consequently, what that means for us is that n equals 4. And we need to find the common ratio to be able to work this problem out in the first place. So we're going to use our first formula here on the page, and that's going to be 216. A sub n equals a sub 1 times r to the 4 minus 1. And we saw something similar here on our last problem. And we need to divide both sides by 27. So we're going to take 216. We're going to divide by 27. And we end up with 8. So 8 equals, well, r to the 4 minus 1 is 3. And again, if you think of your quick recall, the question is what times what times what equals 8. And what we know is that r equals 2. Now that we have our common ratio, when we look at our second formula here for our sum, we have the information that we need. But I do want to point out one other little important piece here, and that is, and in fact I think I'm going to write it, our a sub 1 is still 27. And we just found out the fact that the r is 2. But it says find the sum of the first 5 terms. So that means when we use this particular formula, we need to put n equals 5 in this one. That's how many we're adding up. So it's going to be the second formula, which you still can see here on the screen. And that is going to be our sum of the first 5 numbers is going to be 27 minus 27 times 2 to the 5, r to the 5, divided by 1 minus r being the 2. Once again, if you have a fraction button on this particular problem, I recommend that you use it as we type this in, because it's very difficult when we don't. But with the fraction button, alpha y equals, it's going to be 27 minus 27 times 2 to the 5th divided by 1 minus 2. And I have a mistake here, which maybe you saw a couple minutes ago. So I need to go back and correct something. Sorry about that. This is really negative 216. I had it written over there and I didn't write it down. Well, consequently, that means that negative 216 divided by 7 is negative 8. And if we are looking for the cubed root of negative 8, that's going to give us negative 2. And then that means that this is negative 2. So this is negative 2. And then I'm even going to erase right here. This is going to be 1 minus a negative 2. Really sorry, I lost that negative on the problem. So we'll try this again. And it's going to be with the fraction button, alpha y equals, and it's going to be 27 minus 27 times negative 2 to the 5th power divided by 1 minus the negative 2. And when we type that in, we get 297, which is our sum, now that we have it correct. If you are not, if you don't have a fraction button on here, what we have to type in is we need to put parentheses. And we need to do 27 minus 27 times -2, close that parentheses, to the 5th, arrow out there, another parentheses, divided by another parentheses, 1 minus the -2. And when we do, we press enter, and we still get 297. But you have to be really careful when you're typing it in, and as you can see, you need to be careful about signs, which I wasn't careful enough